Hello?
How are you?
Good.
So a lot of people ask us all the time, actually, how do we choose Airstream? How did we begin our journey? And I kind of got a little melancholy because I saw an advertisement for Hershey RV show, and that's where we started. And we won't be able, we're in South Dakota now, so we won't be able to go. But I did a little research and I found that there are at least 7 huge RV shows. Where did we say they were? On the West Coast?
Seems like it'd be a lot northwest coast.
Yeah.
Hershey, Texas, Florida, and one in Indiana.
So, how do we, well, it was his idea. He wanted to start this. And I wasn't so sure. So, the first year we went to the Hershey RV show, we went for 1 day.
And we do live in Delaware, which is close by.
Well, we lived in
Delaware,
Delaware.
Close by.
And it was close by, but we went for 1 day, and it was, I think, the hottest day of the year.
It was hot, crowded. I mean, hard to find. Every booth was crowded.
Yeah.
Vendors.
Lunch.
Definitely bring money, and there's really no place to sit at.
There was no place to sit at, and they really don't let you bring food into the park.
At least
either.
on the outside vendors, no place to sit at.
Yeah, but it was a wealth of information, and I felt like every RV dealer was there, and we walked into every single one, and I had a problem because they were very brown. They had, I don't like the vents on the floor because they were in the middle of the floor and in the middle of the bathrooms.
Yeah, if you have an animal, that's going to be a problem because they're always, or yourself, stepping on the vent and bending the vent.
Right, exactly. And they were by the table. I don't know. That was a real problem. So we had walked around for a couple hours, and Ron said, why don't we look at Airstream? So we walked over to Airstream, and I fell in love. It was beautiful, and that's what we bought. I'll get to that in a minute. So we loved it. That was the first year. It was modern. It was had everything we needed.
Yeah, that would have been actually it would have been the 2017 year.
Yeah,
when we saw him.
That was right. And we talked to everybody. He talked to everybody, had a ton of questions, and we got all the pamphlets. And my house never got done except when we moved, right? And we sold it. It was beautiful, but I never lived in the beauty. And I wanted to retire in something that was beautiful and modern and clean. So that's why I fell in love with Airstream.
Well, we weren't looking for anything that had slides.
No, we didn't want slides.
We're looking for something low in height. It's not great. Well, Airstream is 8.5 feet wide, the one we have, and that's due to the awning. But we wanted something with tow well. I wish the tanks were bigger, but
well, let's talk about that in a second. And that's one of the reasons we chose. We knew, well, Ron had done a lot of research before we even got started. He didn't want to tow anything. He didn't want to tow a car. You didn't want to tow.
No, we wanted to go truck and travel trailer.
Truck and travel trailer. We wanted to do a truck and a travel trailer. I think we wanted a truck. And then...
well, I had trucks in the past, so we can't say that.
And we didn't want a fifth wheel.
No.
But we used the truck for storage, and we'll talk about that another time. We use the truck for... That's our storage, because we have a cap on the truck. And... I think those were, and we didn't want a Class A because we didn't want to tow anything. And we had been watching.
No, but we're towing a trailer.
Well, yeah.
But we didn't want to.
You didn't want to tow a car.
We didn't want to flat tow a car or a truck.
Right. And since he drives, I really didn't have any decision in that area. It was totally fine with me. And I just fell in love with the Airstream. For me, they were beautiful and well made. I felt uncomfortable in some of the other ones. Later on, I will say that there were Airstream-like RVs that I kind of liked, but we had already made the commitment to Airstream. Okay, so next year, the second year, so we talked about it all year long, kind of went through things, watched all those RV shows. you know, what was the one that we liked the most? Going RV, love that one. And then we made plans the next year to stay overnight.
2 days.
2 days. And we went, it was a lot better. But what we did was we, of course, looked at Airstream again and talked to them. Actually, the factory, that
was 2019.
yeah.
2019, your rebut was factory rep.
The rep was there, and we talked to him.
That was 2019, not
Right.
2018.
And, well, that was the second, oh, that was the third year. Okay, so the second year, what we did was we went to, we went around again, went around the whole, they have tons of different vendors. Internal, looking at, I mean, they sell everything from tire, TSP things to rugs, to those little mats, big mats outside, to flagpole poles.
You can spend the problem with Hershey is, and some vendors will actually, I think, Camping will actually drive you to your RV or truck with a cart. Problem is carrying it with all the people.
Oh yeah.
Walking around.
Yeah.
Especially buy some indoor.
Yeah.
Most of the outdoor stuff seem to be the bigger stuff, but indoors but you can get a couple of bags indoors and have to walk around, climb the stadium seating and everything.
We waited till the end. I knew there were certain things I wanted to buy once we purchased the RV. But the second year, did we go to some of the
we went to some of the things we did together.
Seminars, some of the things
together.
Yeah, so we reconnoitered and we did some advanced reconnaissance. And what we decided to do the second year was to go to some of the seminars. The RV shows have tons of seminars. They are vendors, but they're also experts. So they talk to you about their product, but they also talk to you about other products like theirs. And we had some great seminars.
Right. We made a lot of our choices on what we're going to buy for 2019.
Right.
And typically the vendors always are the same vendors, but we decided what we're going to buy in 2019 that we could actually carry, and most time we do get a better buy at the show.
Yeah, you get a great buy at the show if you buy it at the show. Whatever.
And you walk around, every vendor is going to be friendly to you. And some are not there. You'd be surprised who's not there, maybe looking for a certain type of hitches or stuff like that. But a lot of people are there, and no matter what, you even talking to some people, you might, maybe I don't want to go this route, or I want to change my mind and go that route.
Yeah, like you looked at hitches, but then you kind of realized that you found other hitches on the internet.
Well, the hitch was Diller. Originally, the Diller had one hitch they used exclusively, but due to COVID, they had to go to their secondary brand. And actually, I like the secondary brand better than their first choice that they would have put on.
Right. So that was the second year. And actually, the first year, we made a lot of friends, believe it or not. We made some friends with vendors. Everybody's very friendly. It's a very friendly world, RV world. And we really enjoyed talking to people, and we learned a ton that year. And we also talked to Airstream again that year.
Collected brochures. Pretty much the same people with Airstream again in 2018.
Yeah.
We did look at a few other things.
I think we made our decision on which Airstream to buy the second year. Like we knew.
Right. We kind of knew which one we were heading towards.
Right.
Based upon the layout.
And the price. We didn't go with the most expensive Airstream.
No, we just went with the second less costly one. That's because I wanted a large rectangular zinc so I could put car parts into it and watch them.
Right.
It's the truth.
Right. Well, and he wanted a 25-footer, 23-foot.
25 was where I wanted to lay
Right.
at.
We got a 27-foot Globetrotter. I wasn't going to go any smaller. We had to live together, and I couldn't go any smaller because we're here full time.
Well, we actually made that purchase in 2019 Hershey RV show.
Yeah, so we went back the third year. knowing that we were going to get an Airstream.
But we were thinking of the shows in the fall of
Right.
2019, thinking we would purchase it, go buy it next year. Turned out, after talking with the factory rep and the dealer, they said if you don't order it this year, by the time order it next year, the 2020s will be out. Actually, it's a 2020.
No, this is a 2021.
But the
we
one
bought
first-
a 2020, but
One.
that's another story.
So we didn't purchase it at the show. Actually, put a down payment on at the show, and we didn't receive it till maybe, let's say, March of 2020.
Yeah, we did an advanced order, but they remembered us. They remembered us. They talked to us. We use Colonial RV in New Jersey.
Right.
Amazing.
We looked at
Amazing.
Yeah, we don't want to save vendors here too much. We did go to another Airstream dealer and visiting my daughter in North Carolina.
Yeah, but
We didn't care for that.
No, and we were just looking to see.
And
But we were very happy with Colonial, one of the best dealers ever.
again, we did live in Delaware then, so Colonial was about less than 100 miles away in New Jersey.
But
So-
they're the best. So anyway, and so that's kind of how the decision process, going through the decision process for us in terms of towable. We didn't want a Class A because, well, we didn't want to tow a car, but we wanted to be able to, when we parked, disengage and then take the truck and go and see things. And that's worked out really well.
Yeah.
That's worked out
you
really
might say
well.
to yourself, well, it's the same thing you would do for Class A. That is true.
True.
But you really can't back a Class A up with the car attached or the vehicle attached to it. So you've got to get rid of that first.
Right.
And you see a lot of people with the Class A's, one member actually drives a vehicle and one's going by themselves.
Yeah, we've met some wonderful people. We've been on the road now for a couple months, and we just have met some amazing people, and learned a lot too. And you're now Mr. Sociable.
Well, you almost gotta be, because it's not this park we're at currently. Not many people are out. The weather's always windy or rainy, or something going on here. But in past other places, people have just walk around the campgrounds and talked.
Yeah.
Here you don't see that too much. We really meet the people walking their dogs more than anything else.
We don't have a dog. Oh, one last thing, and then we'll say goodbye. One thing we found at the Hershey RV show, which has really been a huge lifesaver for us, or a big part of this, is our mailbox, our mail situation. Because that's one thing you have to think about when you're on the road full time, is where are you going to get your mail? And there were a couple of mail services there, but we are with Mailbox America.
Mailbox of America.
Mailboxes of America.
That's kind of where we're staying at right now.
We're staying at there. They have a little RV park, and we met the owner and his wife at the time and talked about a lot of the pros and cons about different mailbox companies. We like this mailbox company because, why do we like it? They'll forward your mail. They don't send junk mail.
Well, the forwarding, at least we don't. On our service plan, we got to tell them where to send it to.
Yeah, they have several different
Plans.
service plans.
And we're not affiliated. I'm going to use the word we hear all the time. We're not affiliated with them.
No, I mean, we use them,
And
and
we pay the same price everybody else does.
yeah, Ron watches YouTube marathons. We watch several different YouTube, RV families, and they're all wonderful. And I encourage everyone to go on YouTube and watch a lot of the great Keep Your Daydream. That was the first one he watched, and
Long honeymoon.
Long honeymoon. And you just click in or type in what you try to learn or what you want to know, and a whole bunch of them come up.
And originally I had a night job where a lot of time was a little bit of late time, and I would watch the videos and mark down stuff that I was interested in purchasing.
I think that's how really we figured things out. is, you know, watching, learning from others. But the mailbox thing, we could be moving to another state, and then we would just call or email Mailbox America and have whatever, ask them to deliver whatever we need to, you know,
Well,
a mailbox drop or something.
Well, actually, it's called general delivery at a
Okay.
post office
Right.
because they're not allowed to send U.S. mail via UPS or FedEx.
But what we found was it's very expensive to do that.
Right. They can UPS packages to you. Let's say you get something sent to Amazon to a mailbox for America, and then if it goes out from them, it's really expensive. So use Amazon drop boxes when available. We use Walmart as our pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's a huge savings.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in another video.
But basically, watch the videos, learn, pick what you like, find your RV that way.
So that's how we found our RV.
Right.
And that's why we're here today. And as usual, thank everybody for their support. Keep tuning in. We look forward to your comments, to your questions. And I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah, we got to get a little bit better organized on this, but we'll on that. Maybe more topic, because a lot of people have topics they go by.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.